Enjoying the show? You can help others find it and enjoy it too by giving us a 5-star rating or review. If you feel like reaching out to us with a question or comment, you can send us an email at mywifetherd@gmail.com. And don't forget to visit our website at mywifethedietitian.com, as well as our social media pages. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Enjoy the show. Welcome to My Wife the Dietitian. Hello, Sandra.
Hello, Rob.
How's it going?
Good. We're going to do a nutrition nuggets today.
Yeah, okay.
And I challenge you to a breakfast duel.
Oh, what does that mean?
It's a bit of a contest.
To see who has the best breakfast?
To see who gets more plants in their breakfast, more fiber.
Oh, I got you beat on that.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure. But bring it. I'm all for it. I thought we were going to have a jumping contest or something, or to see who can jump higher.
Okay, that'd be another time.
You'd win on that.
Oh, yeah, you think so?
Yeah.
Maybe I do have more plants than jumping beans.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. No, but we want a goal of 30 different plants in a week that we want to eat.
30 different plants.
Yeah. Yeah. And don't feel discouraged if you think it's like all fruits and vegetables. I mean, a lot of them can be, but it's actually including nuts and seeds, herbs, spices, and grains, like whole grains. So, and vegetables and fruits. And we know that that will help the diversity of the gut biome if you have more variety of plants and like 30 different types of plants.
Now, do you have to have a serving of those? Or is it just as long as you're getting the variety, that's what's important? It's not how much of each you're getting in order for it to count.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I mean, a serving of spice, what's that?
Yeah. Right. Okay.
So how many do you think you get at your breakfast? Because, well, we should let the listeners know. We basically are responsible for our own breakfast. We all make our own breakfast in this house. A lot of times we share, we eat together at dinner time and sometimes lunch, but generally we have our own breakfasts. And yeah, so we each make similar things, but I think Rob's bowl is a bit different than mine.
Yes. Okay. Well, why don't you name what's in your bowl, and I'll say if it's in my bowl.
Oh, interesting. Okay. And we're trying to get a higher number.
Yeah, higher number wins.
Yeah, and we're just talking about plant foods. Okay, so the yogurt that I add to my oats wouldn't count. So right. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah. All right.
All right. So for breakfast, generally, and it's not always the same, but sometimes it's overnight oats and I make it the night before, and sometimes it's oatmeal at breakfast. But I'll put in either a bowl or a mason jar, some oats, probably, I don't know, a third of a cup.
Yep.
Okay. And I put a tablespoon of wheat germ.
I also put wheat germ in mine.
Okay. I don't actually measure, so I'm just like...
I never measure.
Okay.
So yeah, no, we're even.
Just sprinkle in.
Yep.
Okay. And then I put chia seeds that are soaked in water overnight. So it's something that I make throughout the week. So I have this chia pudding, I call it, but it's just chia and water, but it's already in the form that is a soluble fiber, like anyways.
Right.
The chia.
I put ground chia in mine.
Okay.
I grind it with the flax. I put the flax seed and the chia seed in the little grinder and grind them up together, and then it's a 2-for-1.
Oh, well, that's interesting. I guess I use the chia pudding and the ground chia because you have it in the that coffee grinder. You grind the flax and the chia, and so I usually just thought it was flax. But
if I make it, it's both. If you make it, it's just flax seeds.
Right, but I use the one that you're left over. There's always some in there, so I just use that in mine.
That's why I always have to make it anymore. I'm like, I thought I made a ton yesterday. Where did it all go?
That's right.
Okay, so we're even on the flax and chia.
Yeah, so I'm getting 2 forms of chia: the chia pudding and the ground chia.
Okay, so you get extra points.
Well, no, it's
maybe a little bit. We'll see.
We're just talking about variety and diversity. So
you get extra black things in your teeth. I'm avoiding that.
Right. And ground flax and hemp hearts.
Hemp hearts, yep.
Okay.
If I remember, because I put them on last and sometimes I forget.
Yeah, kind of like sprinkled on as
after I've heated everything up, because you say that you don't want to heat up the little flax and the chia and the hemp hearts because they're sensitive little seeds. So sometimes I'm so excited to eat that after I've heated everything up, I just grab it and start eating, and then I'm done. I'm like, oh dang, I forgot to put those things on.
Okay.
So
that's
usually I
interesting.
remember.
So maybe I'm getting more.
It depends on the day. Yeah, okay. Absolutely.
Yes. All right. Okay. And then when we talk about fruit, because I do add fruit to mine. Oh, I forgot raisins.
Mm-hmm. Oh, definitely. I can't eat mine without raisins.
Okay, I can, but I usually have some raisins and sometimes prunes. There's some prunes in the cupboard. So sometimes I add like 2 or 3 prunes if I want to. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't.
I will eat them as I'm making mine.
Ah, okay. Okay. I guess that's, I mean, this is about breakfast. So that makes sense.
It's part of my breakfast routine.
Totally.
Yeah.
All right. And then I will put some cranberries and blueberries in a bowl and put them in the microwave and get them heated up, unless it's overnight oats and I just put them in frozen.
Yep.
Oh, because they're frozen in a bag.
Right.
And we did a whole episode, a few nutrition nuggets ago, about frozen fruits.
Yeah. Yeah, those ones are great.
Yeah.
I either use those or I'll have cherries.
Oh, yeah. The dark cherries.
Yeah,
oh, so
really
good.
good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's almost cherry season and the cherry tree is loaded. So we'll have fresh.
Yeah, fresh homegrown cherries.
Yeah.
Nothing better.
Yeah. And then I'll put a scoop of peanut butter.
Oh, peanut butter.
Because it's like a peanut butter jam sandwich in the oatmeal.
How does that, I guess you just stir it, right? Once everything's hot, it'll just sort of like stir in.
Oh, you don't put that?
I put peanuts in mine. Same kind of thing.
Yeah,
but
I put peanuts too.
Peanut butter.
Yeah.
Peanuts and peanut butter.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. And walnuts.
Huh.
And cashews.
Yeah, I do all the nuts.
Yeah.
The nuts are, yeah.
So good.
So good.
And then I put soy milk.
Oh, I don't put soy milk on mine.
Okay. So there's a little bit of a difference there.
Well, I put water on mine. But you
Oh,
put soy
okay. Well,
milk.
I put water to heat it up, but then right before I eat it, I add soy milk because I like that creamy.
Okay. I was going to ask why you put it.
Yeah.
Because it's already mixed, like it's already wet, right, from the water, and then you just add the soy milk for creaminess.
Yeah, and it's just I don't like super thick.
You know what's funny?
What?
Sometimes Sandra will give me, I don't know, like half a bowl, and it's like her leftovers or something, and it's always so soupy, and it's like, why is it so wet? And because I'll eat it like on my lap while I'm doing other. I know I shouldn't be doing that. I should be focused on my eating and all that. But sometimes I'm doing other things like editing the podcast while I'm eating breakfast. And so I like mine thick so that when I have a spoonful of it, it doesn't like fall all down the front of me and ruin our podcast episode.
Thank you for doing that. I appreciate that.
Yeah. So yeah, we differ in that regard. I don't like mine like thick, but I don't like it wet and drippy either.
Okay.
So somewhere in between.
Yeah. And with the chia pudding and the peanut butter with the oats and everything, it's pretty thick. So that's why I add the soy milk. And just as a caveat or another alternative breakfast that I have, if it's a smoothie, pretty much the same ingredients minus, I don't actually put the walnuts and cashews in that.
Yeah, that's a little tricky because they never break down to like liquid. They'll always just be like little chunks. Yeah. Which you don't really, that's not.
I guess it would be okay. I mean, it's good to kind of crunch on your smoothie.
Yeah.
It's good for you.
You need a spoon then. I don't know.
Smoothie
it's not for
soup.
everyone.
Smoothie soup. Mm-hmm. But also if I made a smoothie, then I would be putting a little bit of rhubarb in there. There's frozen rhubarb that we grabbed in the spring from the garden.
I've done that in my cereal too. It's a lot like the cranberries, that really kind of sour, bitter. Yeah, it's tasty.
Bitter for your bile.
That's exactly what I think.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then figs.
Yeah, I was going to say
and
it's
kiwis.
Frozen figs. Yeah. Those don't work in your cereal as well because they're frozen.
And they're just big chunks.
Yeah, but they're really nice in a smoothie.
Totally. And in the smoothie, I'll put frozen diced avocado, which I don't put in my oats.
Right.
Oh, and the other thing I would put in the smoothie is bran buds, or all bran, depending on what we have.
Oh, interesting.
But I don't usually put that in the oatmeal, but I could.
You'd think it would make more sense in the oatmeal, seeing as it's like a cereal. So I would do that. I've actually done that. It's more like if I'm having like a yogurt-based dessert, I'll throw a lot of that stuff in there, like the nuts and the raisins, and I'll throw some, if we don't have granola, then I'll throw some all bran in there to give it a bit of a
crunch.
Yeah, the crunch and the cereal base.
Yeah, that's great. And I know some people might look and go, oh my God, that's way too many calories. What are you talking about? But I'm not focusing on calories. I'm focusing on diversity of plant foods in my, like, to start my day, so that I'm getting lots of fiber, that I'm getting like all these awesome, basically carbohydrates, complex carbohydrates that end up being prebiotics to feed the good bacteria and help with the gut biome. So the diversity of plants with the nuts, the seeds, the fruit, the grains, they're all working to help support my gut health. And I think that's really important. I help with clients to increase the diversity of their breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. We didn't talk about seeds.
Right. Okay, we did, because hemp hearts are seeds, and ground flax seeds, and chia.
Well, we didn't talk about all the seeds.
That's right. Okay. That's the difference, because I typically don't add pumpkin, sesame, or sunflower, but I think you do, right?
I do. How come you don't? Too many little bags to open?
No, I think it's just...
It does take me about 15 minutes to make my cereal.
No, it doesn't.
It's a process.
Really?
It takes the whole time that the kettle is boiling for me to put all the things in my bowl.
It doesn't take 15 minutes then.
No, okay.
5 minutes.
It's a race between me and the kettle. It's kind of fun. It's like, okay, can I get everything in my bowl before the kettle's ready?
That's funny.
And usually I don't, but it's because I'm eating things along the way.
Right. I guess I could add sometimes I add pumpkin seeds. I generally don't add the sesame or sunflower seeds to my oats, just I guess for taste wise, but it all blends together, and you don't really, it's not, I don't know. I should just get over that.
It's just a big texture medley.
Mm-hmm.
It's got like the soft, like things like the raisins, like the soft and chewy, and then it's got different flavors, and it's got the crunchy from all the nuts and the seeds and different sizes. And yeah, I like that. That's like my favorite kind of chocolate bar has all that stuff in it too. It's got like nuts and chewy stuff and chocolate. And I used to put the cacao nibs.
Oh, and that would be another.
Yeah.
And coffee or tea also, that's included as a plant species, like helps with the diversity and the variety of your plants.
Yeah, for sure.
There's actually polyphenols in coffee, and there's a bit of fiber too.
Well, there you go. So that's my morning cup of coffee.
Yeah,
it's got all that covered.
Yeah. So how many did you count?
Well, here's the thing. I don't put all of those in my cereal every day. I would if they're all in the cupboard, but usually we're missing some of them. So some days there's pumpkin seeds, some days there's no nuts, some days we have walnuts, some days we don't. Some days we don't have anything, and it's just oatmeal and blueberries.
So how do we know who won?
Well, I won, but...
Oh, do you? Okay. I think I have about 11 or 12.
We're pretty close, I'd say, because so my secret, I don't know if I said that live or if I just said that to you before we recorded. I eat things as I'm making this. So I'm eating dates, I'm eating prunes, I'm eating apricots, I'm eating extra handfuls of everything I put in my bowl.
Okay.
So I'll put some pumpkin seeds in my bowl, and then I'll have like a small little bit in my hand so that I'm keeping my mouth busy while I'm making my cereal. Because it's, like I said, it's a process. So
right.
I get hungry. So I think we're pretty close. So
yeah. So you don't use the peanut butter, and you don't use the soy milk, and I don't think you put the cashews.
I'd put cashews if we had them.
Okay.
Yeah. I put everything.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
we didn't say oat bran. We use that if we have it too.
Right. Yes. Wheat germ, oat bran. You're right. That's true.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think mine's about 11.
Mine was 18, but it didn't. But like I said, it didn't. I don't put all of those things in.
You're more than halfway there to 30.
I know.
Just before it's like 9 a.m.
But
That's
I think
pretty impressive, Rob. My goodness.
Yeah.
You must have a very happy gut biome that has no leaks and is very tightly woven. I have my fingers spread out, like my hands spread out and my fingers together. So it's like there's no leaks.
No leaks.
No
in
leaks.
Rob's gut.
That's right.
No,
You've
happy
got a
gut.
very good integrity, gut integrity.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been told that. Yeah.
Yeah. Iron gut.
Iron gut.
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
There you go.
awesome. That's great. Love to see that. Okay. So
Yeah.
I think you do win.
I don't know. I think we're both we both have a really good variety. And that's the whole point of this episode, is just to show that when you hear you're supposed to eat 30 different plant foods in a week, we're doing half of that in one meal at breakfast.
Yeah.
And it's pretty easy.
Yeah. And then lunch, a lot of times we make soup and it is loaded with vegetables. So I've counted that before, and that's about 15. So 11 and 15.
Oh yeah, it's like 30. No, that's 26.
Yeah. And then dinner, right? So, and snacks. So there's like definitely in a day, it's very achievable to do the 30, but in a week, it's for sure, it's doable.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, maybe not for most people, but that's the goal.
Yes.
It's something to shoot towards. So you just start adding a little bit more at each of your meals and sort of think about that diversity and that variety and how you can include different things.
Yeah. We just did an episode with Karen Hawkins, dietitiango.com, and we talked a little bit about how to incorporate a little bit more vegetables and add a little more plant foods to your diet. So it is the goal. And if you've been on a restrictive diet or you've taken things out because you were doing low FODMAP, or you have gut issues like GERD or reflux or digestive problems or IBS, like irritable bowel syndrome or anything like that, and you've had to remove, restrict, take out different foods and different like gassy vegetables, then the goal though ultimately is to try to get those back in. So eventually, gradually start reintroducing those foods that you've removed. And and then it'll just help with your overall gut health. And remember the gut-brain connection.
Exactly.
Is there a song about that?
We should write one.
Something connection?
No, that's the rainbow connection.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
But maybe that's like a metaphor for like the gut brain.
That's right.
Right?
The rainbow connection. Yeah. Well, it's like the rainbow of colors, right?
Exactly. See? Yeah, they were onto something.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, that was fun.
You win.
It's not about who wins or loses. We all win if we're eating a variety of fruits and vegetables.
Well, I'm very competitive and you won.
Okay. What do I win?
You win.
A big bowl of bran buds. Yes. That's what happens when you're married to a dietitian. That's the prizes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you win a grapefruit. It's good for your gut. All right, enough silliness. We're off. We will see you all next week. You can check out our website in the meantime. It's mywifethedietitian.com. Send us an email while you're there. Let us know what you think. If you have questions, we'd love to hear them. We're more than happy to discuss your question on the show. Let us know just ideas for the show too. That's a great thing for you to let us know. Our email is mywifetherd@gmail.com.
And if you have any burning questions, or if you have more than Rob in your breakfast cereal or in your breakfast meal.
Yes, I challenge you.
Yeah, please let us know.
The bar.
Yes, we want to hear. How do you make your breakfast and what do you put in your bowl?
You can also reach out to us on social media, on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Feel free to comment. Leave us a message there as well. We love hearing your feedback. You can also rate and review the show. That's another way to give us feedback. Let us know how we're doing, what you'd like to hear, that sort of thing. And share with a friend. Share with a stranger. Share with your neighbor. Everyone can benefit from being a little more healthy. So if you like what you hear, share it with a friend. And that is it for this week. We will be back next week with another full episode. So until then, have a great week. Thanks for joining us today on My Wife the Dietitian. If you like what you heard, don't be shy. Leave us a comment or review, and be sure to share our podcast with your friends. If you'd like to hear more, hit that subscribe button. You can also follow us on our social media pages for updates, episode trailers, and other odds and ends. For more info and links on what we discussed on today's episode, check the show notes. We'll be back next week with another informative and fun-filled episode.